Hola mis amigos, we're making pressure cooker spicy sesame chicken. For today's recipe, we are going to be using this wonderful pressure cooker sent to us by Cosori. And this pressure cooker actually replaces a lot of the common kitchen appliances. The construction of it itself is nice and sturdy. Everything here is high quality. And it comes with a lid that locks and cannot be opened until the pressure is released. So it helps to reduce any chances of having any injury. So here on the inside we have the inner bowl and what looks like a steam basket here on the inside for steaming things like vegetables and such. And also what I thought was a pretty nice little feature that they added on was they added a glass lid. So this glass lid affixes straight to the inner bowl so that once your food is done, you can take out the inner bowl and take it straight to the dinner table for serving. So I thought that was something that was pretty nice that they added to the package. The entire thing itself does come with a nice amount of literature here. And as we can see, we do have a pretty nice recipe book. So I'll be glad to get into that, as well as the instruction booklet and the warranty. I don't know why, but I'm a nerd about things like this. I love it whenever I have a product that comes with pretty nice literature to read. And as an engineer myself, I was very happy to see all of these buttons and options here right in the front. It's like being a kid in the candy store. I can't wait to get into all of the things that this can do. So looking here right away, I do see there is a slow cook button. So this does replace a slow cooker. And this happens to be the 6-quart one if you are wondering. And also we have a yogurt button, so we'll be able to make yogurt in this. That's something that I really want to be able to get into. It also replaces your rice cooker, and there's a white rice and a brown rice button, so you can't get it wrong. And you can have some stovetop functions as well, like sauteing and browning. So I can imagine this being used to saute your meat, for example, a pot roast, so you can be able to sear it nicely and seal in the juices before slow cooking it, all in the same machine. And there is also a bake button, so if you're one of those people that are pretty adventurous, you can actually bake a cake right in the pressure cooker. So I will be sure to place a link in the description box below so that you can get your Cosori pressure cooker. And I'm going to go ahead and read up on how to use this guy, and then we will get started on the recipe. Alright guys, we are back and ready to get cooking. So far inside the inner pot I have 1 onion as well as 2 cloves of minced garlic. And to that I'm going to add just a touch of olive oil. And I have set the pressure cooker to the saute option. And right now it's actually just getting up to the temperature before it actually starts into the saute setting. But as you can see, the temperature is rising and we do have some sizzling going, so we're pretty much good to go at this point. Also, I wanted to point out that while I was finishing unboxing everything, I did find that we have a rice ladle as well as a regular ladle that came with this, and also a measuring cup. So you will be well prepared to get started with cooking. So next what I'm adding is 2 pounds of chicken breast that I have cut into bite-sized pieces, and I have salted and peppered. And we're just going to let this go on the saute setting for about 5 minutes. I couldn't really get you guys into the pot and also show the screen of the pressure cooker, but at this point what's happening is it is counting down a timer for the saute option. So it's all set for 5 minutes. And then we are going to return. We are back, and the chicken of course is not yet done, but we are ready to proceed and start pressure cooking. So next we're going to add 1/4 of a cup of ketchup, at least a half of a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes, and 1/2 of a cup of soy sauce. And I am just going to give that all a quick stir. And now I am just going to place on the pressure cooker lid. And it is in the locked position. And as you heard, that audio cue tells us that the lid is secure. And I'm just going to turn it around so that you can see. But here we have the valve for steam release. And you can't see that, but there is an indicator here which shows the steam release and of course a lock to show that it's in the locked position. So I am just going to switch this over to the locked position. So we are ready to start pressure cooking. So now I have zoomed you in here on the buttons. And again, this is my first time using the pressure cooker. So I may screw up here, but let's see how easy it will be. So I am going to go ahead and start pressure cooking this for about 5 minutes. So I am going to choose the manual option, which is over here. And default is 30 minutes, but I don't need that much. So I'm going to set my cook time down to 5 minutes. And then I'm going to press start. And what it's doing right now is it is building up the pressure. And then once it has reached the correct pressure, it is going to start counting down the timer. So I will see you in 5 minutes. Okay, I just wanted to show you pretty quickly here that it did just beep at me and let me know that it has reached the correct pressure. So as you can see, our 5 minutes have been set and it is now counting down. So I will see you once that is done. Okay, so our 5 minutes of pressure cooking is done. And as you can see, this little magenta indicator is standing up, which means that it has reached the pressure that we are looking for to cook. So next, all that is left to do is to release the pressure by switching the valve to the release position. And you don't want to be dumb like me and do this with your bare hands. You do want to use some sort of oven mitt or something, but I think I'll be fine. We're just going to switch that over. And there you have it. You can hear that the pressure is releasing. And we're just going to leave this alone until it is completely done. We can see now that the pressure has released and the indicator is now flush with the system again. So we are ready to open the lid. Okay, let's open her up and see what we have. All right. That looks wonderful. Everything is done. So I am just going to give this a little bit of a stir just so that I can see what it's looking like in there. And the chicken is absolutely done to perfection. So we do have a few more ingredients that we want to add in at this point. So we're going to add 1/2 of a cup of honey, as well as about a tablespoon of sesame oil. Remember, with sesame oil, a little goes a long way because that flavor is very strong. Just going to stir that in. And then I am going to add a cornstarch slurry, which consists of equal parts cornstarch to cool water. I am starting off with 2 tablespoons each, and that's usually enough for me for whatever recipe I am working on. And give this a quick stir, and once again I'm going to press the saute button so that we can sort of start simmering this and getting this to thicken up. And we're just going to let this simmer on the sauté setting for about 5 minutes or until it is thickened to your liking, and then we'll be back. We are back, and I now have this on the keep warm setting, and things have thickened up quite nicely. So last but not least, we're going to add in 4 green onions that have been chopped, as well as about a teaspoon or so of toasted sesame seeds. And then we are just going to give that a stir. And then we are good to go to serve this over rice. So far we have used 2 functions of this pressure cooker, which was the sauté setting and of course the pressure cooker setting. And I'd like to point out that we could have tested a 3rd option, which would have been the rice cooker setting by using the white rice button. But I wanted to have my rice cooking at the same time as the chicken, so I did cook my rice separately. But it's important to note that if you wanted to, you could definitely cook everything all in this one pot. I'd like to thank Cosori for sending me this wonderful pressure cooker to try out. I cannot wait to start working on making yogurt in this machine and probably playing around with the bake option a little bit. And if you are interested in getting yourself one of these Cosori pressure cookers, I will have a link in the description box below for you to check out. Pressure cooker spicy sesame chicken. Enjoy, and I'll see you at the dinner table.